everyone, this is Sunette, and in this video we're discussing attraction, specifically within the context of desire and relationships. So, in this video I'm going to explain that attraction is not what it seems. In other words, it's for example quite similar to that moment in the movie The Matrix. The woman in the red dress, that distracts you. Where it's like the moment attraction comes up, in a person, it's quite interesting to observe where, this attraction comes up and immediately this attraction is like this woman in the red dress, or maybe for that more in the context of males, or maybe even some women, but for women or men, you can also see the man in the red suit, if you will, and you see this like attraction coming up and distracting the person's consciousness, and then immediately you associate that attraction to the person who you experienced it toward. And because the first thing you become aware of is attraction. Who can miss that? Attraction is it's quite a feeling, it's quite an experience, it's like this force within you that just takes over, and it's like, oh, and there you go. So from there, you get distracted by attraction, and you associate that experience to that someone, who you experience attraction toward. But there's actually something that happens deep inside yourself before the attraction activates. Meaning, the question that we have to look at is, but where does the attraction come from? How exactly does attraction get triggered inside yourself? So now I'm going to show you how, on a certain level within yourself, you are connecting to another person, okay? But not in the way that your mind is interpreting it to be. You see, this is something that, we're going to be explaining in many videos, and, that we do also in quite a few interviews, that your mind is something that interprets many of your experiences and movements and connections and relationships to not only yourself, but also to other people. Attraction is another one of those things that your mind is interpreting something that's going on inside yourself, and in that interpretation, it is interpreting it in a sexual or relationship context, when that's not necessarily what's actually going on in the moment or in the relationship with another person. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so what I would like you to have a look at is, for example, go back in your memories, or even right now, if there is someone that you experience an attraction toward. And I'm sure this is a point that could secretly be existing in many people's minds, where honestly, there is that someone that does that something to you inside yourself, which is just, you want to be with them. So, your attraction in itself, you've got to get to know as well. Sometimes the attraction is, whoa, intense. Other times it's just like faintly, kind of in the background in your mind, where you make eye contact with the person, or walk past them, or spend some time with them. That attraction, it's there, it's evident. So while that experience feels really good, remember the Matrix, the woman in the red dress. So distraction, and the moment when you take your eyes from the distraction, you see reality, what's really going on. So let me take you into what's really going on within and behind attraction. Attraction, you'll find, happens when there is that something, all right, in another person that you almost to a certain degree recognize, but at the same time desire. So that's why that connection or relationship between attraction and desire is so close, because let me give you a practical example of what I mean there. Let's say there's a person in your life and you're experiencing this attraction. All right, first thing that I would like you to do, and you can go into your memories, because you'll find that the attraction will come up the moment you reference that one person inside yourself. Or you can go out into your day tomorrow or after you've listened to this video and just spend some time with a person to get some a refresher of the attraction. But this is more for yourself, for your personal process, to get a nice good reference of that person. All right, what do I mean by a nice good reference? Okay, now I want you to visualize the person standing in front of you. All right, but at the same time, what we're eventually going to do is we're going to drop the image or picture of the person that you're seeing in front of you, and all we're going to extract out of them is words. And what do I mean by that? The following. We think that attraction means, oh my God, I'm attracted to this person and I'm desiring to be in a relationship with them. But remember, what did I say? That's just your mind's interpretation. What's really going on within and behind it all is that there are some expressions, there's something or some things about that person that you're almost yearning for, that you've been looking for, that you've been wanting. It's almost like connecting to a long lost part of yourself in a way. But all of this really happens on a very deep dimension within your consciousness, within your mind. You see, because most people are living on their conscious, subconscious, unconscious mind levels. That's the mind levels where your consciousness interprets things that you're going through, when the real things are happening underneath it all, where your deeper mind levels are at, which is your quantum physical and your quantum mind. All of this we also explain in videos and interviews. But the main thing that I want you to understand is you might not be consciously aware of these connections, these yearnings, these desires. But with walking this process that I'll lay out for you, you'll be able to see it for yourself as follows. So visualize the person in front of you. Then what I would like you to list is words that define that person. Like, what is it about them, that just stands out? That like meets with that attraction that you're experiencing. Let's say, for example, spontaneity, fun, mysterious, exuberant, joyous, jubilant, calm, intense, shall we say, desirable, So, in other words, you'll find that you'll have very quick access to this, to extracting these particular words from a person, because we're actually a lot more aware than we give ourselves credit for. So once you've got those words listed for yourself, and I would not only do this with the current person who you've experienced an attraction toward, I would go back and see what other people in my life have I experienced a similar kind of attraction toward, because these people are actually a key for you within your process of fulfilling and completing yourself. Now, how does that work? How is that possible? What's going on here? Let me take you through it slowly but surely. If you have a look at your previous approach to relationships, or most people's approach to relationships, is you have the attraction coming up, and then the desire, and the fantasies and imaginations about a relationship, and then you go all in. Okay. What you'll find within those experiences is that what do you feel? What do you experience? It's like you're fulfilled and completed with so many feelings, with so many good experiences within yourself, that it's like you reach a level of fulfillment and completion for a moment with that person. It's like they complete you, they fulfill you, but not necessarily only they, it's the relationship you have with them. because this dynamic exists within the context of you perceiving you lacking certain expressions, certain experiences, certain abilities, skills, talents, and things like that. And usually couples come together and complete each other, where they still live with a lack inside themselves, but then just, shape their relationship in such a way where they just have to constantly and continuously fulfill and complete each other's lacks, or inequalities, or insecurities, and what's missing, and things like that. So therefore, that attraction that you are experiencing towards someone that comes up in the context of desire and relationship is actually indicating that you are seeing parts or potentials of you within that other person that's like you you have the ability to access, to express, to live, but you haven't yet realized that you can give it to yourself and live it as yourself, and so complete and fulfill you within your relationship with you. Right? So in other words, what I would suggest doing is listing all the words, right, of what defines that person for you, as I've mentioned a moment ago. And then ask yourself one question, but who am I as these words? Do these words exist in me? How can I redefine these words for them to become a part of me, to become a part of my life, to become a part of my living? Because in this process, you are fulfilling you. You are completing you. And you will live a fulfilled, complete life within yourself, where relationships will not become dependent on you waiting for an attraction, or going into desires and fantasies and things like that, and hoping that the person loves you as much as you love them. Relationships will then be a point of a decision that you'll make, where you will really give yourself that space and time to get to know a person, to decide whether this is a person who compliments you, who challenges you, who supports you, who is someone that you can walk with within a committed agreement or a relationship. Because as long as you are still accepting and allowing attraction to determine your decision for relationships, it is actually indicating that you are within yourself in a perceived lack, and you're trying to have another fulfill or complete that for you. Right? So therefore, within this video, to understand this particular dimension of attraction, that attraction is actually simply showing you that there are words as gifts, as expressions, of yourself, that you are seeing in another person that you have not yet accessed or developed or lived within yourself. It's like they're dormant. They've got the ability to come out from within you and be expressed and be lived, but you haven't yet given yourself the opportunity to do so. So it's like finding parts of yourself in other people. And I mean, approaching your relationship with others in this way, becomes something quite extraordinary, because then that in your interactions with people, you'll be clear, you'll be honest, you'll be you, you'll be expressing you, sharing you, it won't be tainted with attraction and desire and relationships and sex and all sorts of things. You'll finally learn what it means to really connect with you, and through that, what it means to really connect with another person based on who you are. All right. Thank you very much.